Hi, my name is Thomas Percy Kim. I am the writer-director of Isle Child, a feature film about a Korean-American adoptee who gets a letter from his birth mother saying that she wants to see him again. And so when he gets this letter, it kind of throws him into a whirlwind of an identity crisis, and within that he has to find and hopefully love himself again. Well, first I was surprised that the jurors were children. Um, Usually, the jurors are the oldest people in the crowd, but this case is the youngest. And so I feel like I have an unfair advantage as a young person making a movie about a young person. So I had nothing but positive experiences from the jurors, and it seems like, I can't say from other films, but from my movie, that they were all, they hopefully felt seen by the movie and seen in the ways that what a teenager experiences, which is this search for love and belonging, and hopefully they saw themselves in that. And it seemed like the overall response was really positive. I mean, they were asking for my autographs, which has never really happened before. I don't know what they're gonna do with my autographs, but I suppose that's like a young person thing, and I suppose that's a good thing. And so I can only assume that we had a very positive reaction. So there were a lot of differences between this festival, Trifoni, and every other festival I attended in that, well, the crowd is the audience. Usually you go to festivals and the crowd is made up of other filmmakers or sales agents or just Hollywood people, producers. And in this case, the audience were the jurors, who were also the main target audience for the film. So it was really this really cool experience where the audience, like the actual target audience for the movie in real life, outside of the film industry, were actually watching the film. And they were not only watching the film, but they were, coming up asking questions. It was a very interactive environment, and just the setting itself is just so beautiful. I mean, if I had this kind of this festival and event growing up, who knows? I might have been way cooler than just making little movies back at home by myself. So the environment that I grew up in was represented in my movie itself, which was a predominantly white environment. Growing up, I didn't really have that many other Asian influences besides what I saw on screen. And so, you wouldn't see that much on screen. I mean, this was before Parasite, Squid Games, Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I saw myself in filmmakers like Edward Yang, in, Wong Kar-wai, in Hao Xiaoshen, and like so many other Asian filmmakers. And of course, there's like Bong Joon-ho and so many other Park Chan-wook and other Korean filmmakers that have followed that have given way to so much inspiration and just motivation as also a Korean American filmmaker. And so, yeah, I think that I wish I had more movies like this growing up, and those were some of my inspirations. So much of the ethos around making my movie has been around permissionless filmmaking. I started a YouTube channel recently about permissionless filmmaking, but this movie was financed and created completely outside of any system. I say we, but like me and my producers, we financed the movie through crowdfunding. We actually didn't go through like a studio or production company. We crowdfunded the thing entirely ourselves. There's this new platform called WeFunder, which is like a crowd equity platform. So combine like private equity with crowdfunding. So like think like Kickstarter, but it's like equity based. And we raised a ton of money from there and from the community. We built a community of investors, and they were really excited about the movie, and we got them all together. And that's our entire ethos for the movie, is to build a community, whether it's with these investors or with our audience makers or other filmmakers. Our goal is always to build a community first and then create conversation around that. And so this film was about permissionless filmmaking, not only from the financing perspective, but also from the creation perspective, and I think that'll be really empowering for other young filmmakers or young artists trying to break into the industry, trying to break into filmmaking, which is so competitive and so difficult to navigate. So I hope that this movie is a way to show other young artists that they can go do it. They don't have to wait for permission. They don't have to always listen to the system, and they can go out and make something cool on their own, especially in an age where the tools have become so democratized. I think it's easier than ever to go pick up a camera and go film something and then figure it out and learn from that and try it again. All it really takes is just hard work and dedication. I think that the barrier has lowered significantly since, even in the past 5 years. I'm just so excited to see like the next 8-year-old genius filmmaker, similar to how like Billie Eilish is like, she's like 15 or 16 when she debuted or something like that. I think we're gonna see the next big filmmaker in their, younger ages between like 10 to 20 very soon. So who knows, maybe it'll be from Jafoni. We'll see. So this year's theme of the festival is becoming human. And I think my movie, Isle Child, really relates with that theme in the sense that this movie is about a character finding himself. It's about a character loving himself and finding the way to love himself again. And in a world where we are always forced to choose sides, whether you're this or that, black or white, or Democratic or Republican, there are so many divisions in place in this world right now, and you have to choose sides. But I think that being human is encompassing all different facets of your identity. You can be this and that. You don't have to just be a binary. You can be on the spectrum. And I think that's what my movie is about, and I think that's what this festival is about, and perhaps that's why we're here today. Hi.